first of all, I think the business of attending to short-term debt extension is really not answering the question. They should have gone for longer-term adjustments. That's number one. And the move from $14.3 trillion to a $16.7 trillion deficit was extremely meaningful. Incidentally, that's the 74th time that they've had to extend that debt and add to it. The long-term commitment of debt is $105 trillion. I don't know whether I included that in my article or not. But the point is this. It is the intention of most of the people in Congress, we'll say two-thirds of them, not to cut anything and try not to increase taxes. The song and dance that you saw the past few weeks was nothing more than political theater. The important items involved were the cutting of Medicare and Social Security, which they haven't said how much they're going to cut them. They've been trying for a long time to freeze or cut back on Medicare and Social Security. Now, mind you, those are situations that are paid into by the public. They pay for that. Unfortunately, since both of them came about, Social Security in June 1935 and later Medicare in 1969, those monies have gone into the general fund, and quite frankly, they were spent on something else. A lot of people say it's robbery, and a lot of people say it's squandering. But the bottom line is they're saying there's not enough money in there. Well, there's not enough money because they took it already. And they want to take more money from there so that they don't have to cut the military budget. That's the main thing. Because the military-industrial complex is very, very powerful in the United States and has been for a long, long time. And it's very profitable. And on top of that, whenever nations, and this is historic in nature, in history, whenever nations are in trouble, they have another war. Whether it's the Peloponnesian War or World War I, it doesn't make any difference. Leadership will have a war. And that's what's going on in the Middle East right now. We have a chain of wars: Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Pakistan, and they're going to continue to do that if they can, or they can get away with it. Over the past 10 years, a new study from Princeton pointed out that over that period, between $5 and $6 trillion has been spent on making war. So the underlying part of the bill that was passed was to cut Social Security, Medicare, and some other things, and to make sure very little was cut from the military, we'll call it budget or section of it. The most egregious thing that was done was this appointment of 6 people from the House and 6 people of the Senate to decide how the bill is going to be structured, what's going to be cut, and if there will be any tax increases. This is a total abrogation of the United States Constitution. It's an end run around the Constitution. And it's an attempt, another attempt, to ensconce a president, this president perhaps, of the United States as a dictator. And this is what this is all leading to. It's called corporatist, fascist government.